So, if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about what the gangstalkers are doing to River Bay and Co-op City in the Bronx, on the Shamega J channel, I just did a video called Breaking New York Residents, Middle Class Housing and Home Ownership. So that's a lot about what they're doing. They cut me off before I could finish saying that in New York State, it's very hard to own homes, especially if you're lower or middle class. But River Bay offered that, and a lot of people put their names on waiting lists. They wait for years to get here. They get equity. It's a lower carrying charge than a regular rent, and that's part of what they were breaking. And so, in order to break this and make this a regular apartment buildings, it meant driving out a lot of residents who were here before. So if you're interested in a little bit more about that, I have that on the Shamika J channel. I want to tell you what happened to me today. So for you guys who know, you guys know I've been dealing with this issue. You guys have seen the medical reports. Today, for the first time, I don't know what happened to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like usually I would say, "Oh, I know what happened," but today was the first time in my life I've experienced not knowing what happened to me. I was someplace. I said, "May I have a chair?" Because I didn't feel well. And I just figured, okay, I'll sit in a chair. When I realized it, I was being pulled up because I had fallen. And I guess for a few seconds, don't know what happened other than asking for a chair and being pulled up. So, of course, the people talking to me said I lost consciousness. And they said before I fainted. I've never lost consciousness before and I've never fainted. If you guys went to Cardinal Spellman High School with me, they said this happened to me in gym class. Never. But if you guys are from Spellman and you want to leave a comment, please feel free. This is another part of this because I've been doing this publicly for years now. The people doing this program who wanted to clone me, or they said this is supposed to be something that comes out just before I die, where I couldn't defend myself, meaning don't realize because I did this so publicly and I still have people around who know this. They thought they were going to just change my life story. So suddenly they become the God figure in my life and say, this happened to you, that happened to you. Never happened. This is the first for me. So they said, oh, this is another first with her. That's what the people talking said, meaning they lied. So they said the reason they lied, here's the part of this that really gets to me, is because they don't want me to seem like I'm winning in life. So the myth I think they have is that if you do something and you accomplish something, they use the word diminish. They said they diminish it to make it seem like you didn't really do it. So in my life they wanted to make it seem like I always had this program. They said this program isn't coming off her, meaning it's not coming from me, which it isn't. And I've said this. But in part of this, they started talking about how I should have been giving more money to the Catholic Church. That's a big deal. First of all, the Catholic Church doesn't require you give a specific amount. So for them to even change this to a Catholic Church request is surprising. They said the other part about this is that it was a Catholic Church, according to them. Um, there was another thing. Oh, they said, oh, a female voice just said, tell them how you're fully West Indian. I've always been. That's part of this. And my family wanted to make sure I don't forget that. It's a very important part of my life. And if I'm 52, so when I'm talking about these things, we're talking about decades ago. We're talking about what, 40 or almost 40 years ago. You mean they're going to change things that happened in my life almost 40 years ago? It's just like the high school thing. And just like all of the West Indians who know me as a West Indian, just like my family, just like every single thing, they've even talked about it. So they said, what about the high school picture where you clearly look West Indian? I mean, how can you hide this? I mean, I don't think I'm hiding it today. And what they're saying is that they changed West Indian people. First of all, again, here's their godlike complex. They got a god complex. They've changed West Indian people. You were never West Indian. Tell us about this. Tell us about that. So they said the other thing they wanted to make sure that I knew, because again, I must know these things, is that I'm supposed to be expected to be overly helpful, overly friendly, not if I'm losing consciousness. Okay. I mean, we got to use some common sense here, which their God complex doesn't seem to have. The idea that I would be this type of person who's like always on. It's like a show. I told you they must have been like around show business people. I can't be always on. I'm a regular person. I'm not a show business person. Show business people, they're always on because they're show business people. I'm not in show business. I'm in no business at this point, thanks to them. So when they lied and said that I was fainting before, that I was in this program, the technology that they used made me very sick. So all these things that they're saying now, I was supposed to be dead, and they would say it and everyone would believe them. They just went on about something really horrible. They said I wasn't supposed to let the world know that I got this co-op. Everybody knows this. It's like who who am I not supposed to let know? It's just how they feel. They feel that if a black person accomplishes something, it's got to be some trick. It's got to be something. They're going to investigate, investigate, investigate. So this has been now at least a decade of investigating, and now we're going to say that I fainted before I